Are you a leader? Are you unstoppable? Hey there, Enterprisers, what's good? It's Jason Ligo here again, and in this video I want to talk to you about the 3 qualities that every unstoppable leader possesses. All right, now obviously I'm talking about leadership, and whether you're in sales, whether you're in business, whether you're in marketing, anything along those lines, the truth of the matter is the person with leadership qualities and leadership skills is the person that rises to the top, even if they're not taking on leadership roles per se. In other words, you might not be in management, you might not have people that report to you in that sense, but if you're a good leader, then you're going to be a good salesperson. If you're a good leader, you're going to be a good marketer, and odds are you're going to be a good entrepreneur as well. And so with that said, I want to discuss with you 3 very important traits that I believe every unstoppable leader possesses. At least it's what I've seen. It definitely seems to be consistent with what I have personally seen and witnessed throughout the course of my business career and life in general. So with that said, let's dive right in, and let me go ahead and give you 3 traits, 3 habits, 3 qualities, 3 essential methodologies of the good, consistent, unstoppable leader. Let's get started. Number 1, effective communication. Effective communication. Now this is of utmost importance, all right? I like to think that we live in a day and time where people shouldn't discount this, but you'd be surprised with how many people still don't talk straight and don't talk clearly and effectively. And I gotta be honest, this is one of my personal pet peeves. Nothing bothers me more than a grown-up, for instance, a grown man who, when you simply ask them a question, their answer is always, oh, or something like that. It absolutely gets under my skin and boils my blood, so to speak, all right? Nothing is worse in my opinion, and especially if you see that in business. The truth of the matter is, what we do as salespeople, as marketers, as entrepreneurs, communication is the backbone of it. Communication is what we do in order to get paid. So you need to make sure that your communication skills are more than just efficient, but also effective, all right? If you think about what marketing is crafting a message in order to spawn an influence or to spawn an action on someone's ears or minds with the idea of initiating a certain action from them, usually a buying decision, right? And what would get someone to take this action? What would get someone to move in this fashion? Effective communication, right? It's being able to take that messaging and effectively convey it to somebody else. And so you're going to find that the most unstoppable leaders, whether you like them or not, good or bad, are all effective communicators, all right? I'm going to say something over the next few words to give you an example, and I hope you don't take this out of context, but let me make this a perfect example. Everyone who has done an amazing job with regards to being unstoppable in their particular field, their particular course, has been a great communicator, right? Everyone from a presidential candidate to even some of these dictators that we despise, people like Hitler and things like that. Again, don't take this out of context. All I'm simply saying is their communications were so strong and so powerful that they were able to influence the many to do their will and to really seek out whatever it was that was defined as their objective. You understand what I'm saying? So obviously we don't want to be considered politicians necessarily or dictators or anyone evil, but just suffice it to say that if you want to be an unstoppable leader, if you want to go ahead and rally some people behind you in the pursuit of enterprise, in the pursuit of profit, and in the pursuit of betterment, then effective communication is where it starts. Number 2, great interpersonal skills. Great interpersonal skills. All right. I love it when I hear someone say, we're in the people business, right? In my mind, every business is the people business, right? I don't know a single business that does not involve people, all right? It's people who make the product, it's people who buy the product, it's people who sell the product, and yes, you can take out people in one of those particular equations and put things like automation and put things like machinery and technology, but the reality is it's people that make this thing happen, okay? People are what make up businesses, all right? And so you need to be able to treat people like people. One thing that I learned in my last career that has definitely spawned and moved to this where I'm at now in my personal business is that people always do business with people, right? People don't do business with brands necessarily. People don't do business with machinery, and people don't do business with companies, right? Now, obviously that is true to an extent, right? They do purchase from a company, but all I'm telling you is that the people that people do business with, the ones that they're bonded to, the ones that they're influenced by, the ones that they're loyal to are the people, not the institution, all right? One thing I learned in my last career, like I said, I worked for a very large bank, a very large financial institution, and I had many a client and really valued the relationship that we built built together on a professional level. And a lot of them came up and told me, Jason, I know that you're under some type of non-compete clause or, solicitation or something like that. But let me just tell you, if you ever move banks, if you ever seek employment elsewhere and go work for another bank, just let us know ahead of time, right? And again, I never solicited this information. I never said that I was going to. I actually never even did go work for another bank other than the bank that I worked at. But it was very interesting and very humbling to know that these people, these clients, these valued customers of mine were ahead of the curve in that regard. A lot of them approached me and said, if you ever move your employment to another bank, let us know because we'll go with you. All right, and it wasn't even a question. It wasn't even a matter of trying to earn their business. Their business was already earned. And this solidifies the exact same point that I'm making to you here, is that people do business with people. I never even talked to them about the banking product of the other bank. I never would have to. I didn't have to go over fees and fee structure and different programs. It didn't matter. It was irrelevant at that time. I had such a good interpersonal skill-based relationship with these people that they were willing blindly to move all of their millions of dollars from one institution to the next if I simply went over there. And my friends, let me dig this into your mind as deep as I can. People do business with people. Never get away from that. And this is like, taking coals to Newcastle for me, because we are in the online marketing space, right? Everything is online and digital and technological, right? And I value all of that. I get it. But at the end of the day, people do business with people. So please don't ever discount, lose, or mismanage the personal touch. Make sure that you dial in on your interpersonal skills, and I promise you'll never be sorry, and you'll be in business for a very long time. Number 3, deliberate planning methodologies. Deliberate planning methodologies, all right? In other words, strategic planning. Someone has to be very, very good at planning to be a good leader, in my opinion. That's not to say that you can't foster a little bit of chaos, and it's not to say that you should necessarily live by your calendar and be super organized to the point where your personal life or other portions of your life suffers. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying, though, is that the people who tend to be unstoppable leaders have a really good knack for planning things out and at least have a level of strategic planning in their blood. It seems like these tend to be people who have a little bit of vision for what they intend to do, as opposed to just having dreams. They have vision. In other words, they know the destination that they want to go to, but they also have an idea of how they want to get there, right? And this is the key, I think, to being an unstoppable leader. It's when you couple the ideas of effective communication and having great interpersonal skills. Now it's about inspiring the people underneath you, whether it's people who follow you or people who would become your prospects and customers. It's inspiring them into this whole result that they're desiring, right? And so if you follow me, if you do what I say, if you purchase what I'm selling you, this is how you will achieve your desired result, right? That's kind of the methodology behind the same point. So strategic planning is definitely something that I would encourage someone to do. Now, how do you get good at strategic planning? I mentioned that I think it's in some people's blood, and I certainly believe that. However, I also think it's something that people can work towards, right? If you never lived on schedule before, that's exactly where I'd start, right? You've heard about things like time management. Also, another great place to start. Try to develop some structure in your life to where when you want to take on a project or embark on a new journey, you can fit it in systematically, as opposed to just, again, inviting chaos. Not that there's not a place for chaos, but I believe that more can be accomplished through organization and structure, as opposed to just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. So I encourage you to dig deep into what can you do to clean up your schedule? What can you do to become a little bit more streamlined in your process day by day, week by week, and so on. Have some great strategic planning, and I promise you, your unstoppable leadership traits and your stock will go up. There you have it, my friends. These are 3 qualities or habits of the effective, unstoppable leader, and I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope that one of these things rang true to you, and I hope that you also maybe heard one here that you could probably brush up on. It certainly is the case for me. I don't have all the answers, and no one really does, but it definitely doesn't hurt every once in a while to hear some great reminders like these and say, okay, let me go ahead and plug it in and see what I can do with it. And this will be effective for you in your life, but also in your business. By the way, along with that, if you haven't had a chance yet, make sure that you download a copy of my free book, The Digital Freedom Shortcut, and that's going to show you how you can start your own wildly successful online business if you haven't already. Go ahead and click on the link below. I'll put it there, and make sure you give me a like, a comment, a share. Most importantly, you know what to do. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss out on any more hot new content that I got coming out the pipe just for you. This is Jason Ligo, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.